This show contains spoilers and adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Movies with Ron, movies with Ron.
Hell yeah, motherfucker.
Movies with Ron.
Well, how about that Shazam trailer? Oh man, looks good.
Oh, I didn't see it.
That's going to be a movie about every boy's dream.
Having sex with your fourth grade teacher?
Every other boy's dream.
Welcome to episode 109 of Movies with Ron, the podcast where my older brother recaps a movie he saw from beginning to end. For me and you, because we like his versions better. It's okay if you've seen the movie. It's okay if you haven't seen it. The experience is unique. So let's get it on. I'm Chris, your MC for the time being. Here with me tonight, our sound guy Rick.
What's going on, everybody?
Nurse Candy.
Hey, guys.
And here he is, folks.
He's the ball cracker, death on foot. You know him, you love him. He's Ron.
Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, guys. It is wonderful to have all of you putt pushers in the same room. And hello, listeners. Welcome back to Movies with Ron.
And a special hello to David Hoyle.
Hey, David.
Dave!
Hello, David Hoyle.
I got a recommendation from 1991. It's called Dead Again.
Yeah.
Anybody seen it?
Years ago, man.
That's a fucking great movie.
Yeah. That's Kenneth Branagh, right?
Oh, yeah.
Wrote and directed it.
It's like his Citizen Kane, his salute to it.
Pretty much. It's still got such a small universe, though, and that's the secret to a great story. Him and Emma Thompson. She can't speak. He's a private eye, takes her to a...
Peep show.
He takes her to a... what are the people that hypnotize you? A hypnotist.
Hypnotizer? Help me! I've been hypnotized.
But this is like back in the day when we didn't know that was all a bunch of bullshit. And it's just such a great,
Easy, killer. I get hypnotized all the time.
it's a great old school 90s Hollywood story. But they find out that they knew each other in a past life. So we kind of follow their old story of when they were married back in the 20s.
Right.
And it all culminates in such a giant way. It's great. It's got Wayne Knight, Andy Garcia, and Robin Williams.
Welcome to the School of Hard Cocks.
Oh.
Fucking great cast. Dead Again from 1991. See it.
Well, guys, it's been a while, but I think we need a dose of Movie Death of the Week.
All right.
Hey, all right.
This week's movie death comes from 2002's Reign of Fire,
Hey.
a post-apocalyptic dragon movie. In the film, the strategy for taking down dragons is to fly up in a helicopter, and archangels, which are just skydivers who are bait, jump out of a helicopter.
Yeah.
And the dragon follows him. And I guess they net him and bring him down. The first instance that we see this in the movie goes awry. The dragon winds up escaping the nets and targeting one sole skydiver. And to get away from him, he stiffens up and straightens out to fall faster. In doing so, completely forgets where he is in accordance with the ground. He realizes this when he stops looking behind him at the dragon, turns around, and sees the ground heading at him faster than a freight train.
Ooh.
Probably one of my worst nightmares.
Oh, yeah?
We don't actually get to see him hit, but we see him on a little TV screen as a dot, and then no more. See it and shit your pants at this death. And that was your Movie Death of the Week.
Yeah, good one, Rick.
Okay, have you guys heard about this new Ryan Reynolds movie?
No.
It's called
Deadpool 2.
It's called Stoned Alone.
Hmm.
And it's Ryan Reynolds in a grown-up version of Home Alone.
Huh.
Yeah. He gets really high by himself and has to fend off burglars.
Wow.
Yeah. And speaking of Home Alone, we've kind of got an inversion of the story today.
Indeed.
The People Under the Stairs from 1991.
Yeah, baby. Or as I like to call it, The Putz.
Not to be confused with the hip-hop group, The People Under the Stairs.
Seriously?
Seriously. Written and directed by Wes Craven. Candy, you like Wes Craven?
I love Wes Craven. He's put out some classics. As a matter of fact, this week, I've made a game about Wes Craven.
All right, here we go.
Oh, we have a game. A movie death and a game.
That's right. We're pulling out all the stops this week. All right, I was making this game, and the premise of the game is I'm going to tell the summary of a Wes Craven movie, and you guys are going to guess the movie.
Okay.
It's pretty simple, and I realized it is incredibly boring. So...
Oh, good.
The only thing that could salvage this game is some special guest stars. So I'm going to have you guys step back, because this week, this game is going to be played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, we're going to play, yeah?
Arnold, I'm so glad you could come in.
It's no problem. Fuck Russian.
Mr. Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, hey, oh. I'm here.
All right. Straight from Hades, we have the Hell Priest himself. Welcome.
Shit.
Oh, man, it's real movie guys here.
Pinhead, thank you for taking time out of your busy, torturing schedule to be here.
You're welcome. Are you sure you don't want Matthew McConaughey?
All right, number one.
Right here.
Okie dokie.
On the way to California, a family has the misfortune to have their car break down in an area closed to the public.
Can we guess yet?
And inhabited by violent savages ready to attack.
The hills have eyes.
Oh, Pinhead.
Don't call me Pinhead.
What a story, Mark.
Number two. After his friend is killed by her abusive father, the new kid in town attempts to save her by implanting robotic microchips into her brain.
Terminator.
No. Deadly Friend.
Oh, man.
Are any of these in my movies?
Arnold, is there a particular Wes Craven movie you would have liked to have been a part of?
Who's Wes Craven? Seriously, I don't know.
You'll be in my movie. I make you big star.
All right, number three. A year after the murder of her mother, a teenage girl is terrorized by a new killer who targets the girl and her friends by using horror films as part of a deadly game.
Scream. That's the Scream.
Oh,
Damn
Tommy.
it.
I don't get it. You want us to scream?
I've seen all those movies.
Number four. An anthropologist goes to Haiti after hearing rumors about a drug used by black magic.
Serpent and Rainbow.
Wow. Tommy, you are knocking it out of the park.
Bill Pullman.
Fuck you, Tommy.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Number five. Maximilian is the only survivor from a race of vampires on a Caribbean island who must find a mate to keep his bloodline from ending.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Good job, Hell Priest.
In your face, Wiseau.
I love that movie.
I love nothing.
You should love everyone. Everyone should love everyone.
Yeah, you got to do it.
All right, number six. Two teenage girls head to a rock concert for one's birthday. While trying to score marijuana in the city, they are kidnapped and brutalized by a gang of psychotic convicts. You knew this had to be one.
Last house on left.
Excellent, Tommy.
Oh.
Excellent.
I don't like that. Too scary.
Was you girly or not? Huh?
A little bit. Come on, Arnold. Don't stab me in the back.
Do you even lift?
Number 7. The monstrous spirit of a slain janitor seeks revenge by...
Shocker.
Pinhead, that is incorrect.
Fuck.
You got owned.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nice save. Number 8. After being sent to the electric chair, a serial killer...
Shocker.
I got that one. That's mine.
No.
That's mine. That's mine, Pinhead.
Don't do that.
Don't do what? The shocker? I've done that a few times.
Two in the pink.
And the one in the stink, yeah. Get it done, yeah.
You guys are so funny. I'm glad you're my friends.
Yeah, we're the three best friends and we're never going to leave each other.
Oh.
Best friends.
Number 9. After a violent incident with a special chemical, a research scientist is turned into a swamp monster.
Swamp
Swamp
Thing.
Thing.
I finished it first. It's mine.
Can't talk that fast.
Hey, give it to both of us. He's got a handicap.
Yes.
Yes. All right, we'll do that. Last one. Number 10. A werewolf loose in Los Angeles changes the lives of 3 young adults who, after being mauled by the beast, learn they must kill it in order to avoid...
Cursed.
Oh,
Is it the
Tommy.
curse?
Tommy got that one.
I got it.
God, I hate that movie.
I hate this game.
You should come to California. You look like you need some sun.
All right, guys. The winner of this week's game is Mr. Tommy Wiseau.
Woo!
Bullshit.
This is my life. This is my game.
All right. Thanks for playing, guys. Thanks for coming all the way here.
You're welcome. I'll see you soon.
Wes Craven, though. Yeah, so many movies.
I know.
Look at all those movies. Mm-hmm. He knew what he was doing. Even some, you can tell he didn't care if they did well or not.
A lot of them.
He just threw a lot out there
Yep.
to see if it would stick. And he used to say, horror films don't create fear, they release it. But this week, People Under the Stairs stars Brandon Adams, who you might remember from The Sandlot and Mighty Ducks.
Yep. He's always calling that one kid Cake Eater.
Yeah, cake eater. Also, Everett McGill,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The one and only.
Oh, man.
everybody's favorite tall bastard.
Everybody's favorite werewolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He even reuses a line in this movie that he used in Silver Bullet.
Really?
Yeah.
Who else we got? We got Wendy Roby.
She played his wife in Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Wes Craven just kind of like snatched him off the set of Twin Peaks and put him in this movie. And we can't forget Mr. Ving Rhames, who I'm reading got his nickname from his roommate at the time, who was Stanley Tucci. I don't know if it's the same Stanley Tucci we're thinking of, but that seems like a TV show to me.
That would be awesome.
Man.
Also, Ving Rhames is notoriously small. He is a tiny man.
What?
And his immense presence in films is because of photography. Trick photography. Everyone meets Ving Rhames and is like, oh,
Wow.
yeah.
How tall is he?
He's 6 feet tall.
That's not short.
I know, but that's what I read.
Yeah, what the hell's going on
It's
here?
weird.
No, but like, come on, you guys. Even if you saw Ving Rhames as 6 feet tall, you'd still be like, eh.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm 6'4". He's a tiny man.
That's a huge bitch.
Also, People Under the Stairs, inspired by a true story.
Oh.
2 robbers went to a house. The neighbors called the cops. The cops went to the house. They didn't find the robbers, but they found a set of parents that were keeping children prisoner
Yeah.
in the house. And, I don't know. The robbers saw that shit and got the fuck out of there.
Or they never left.
Right. But anyways, they tried to remake People Under the Stairs. They tried to do a TV series of it. Wes Craven ended up dying. God bless him. So none of it ever happened. So we're going to recap it for you today.
All right.
All right.
All right, folks. Every neighborhood, there is one house that adults whisper about and children cross the street to avoid. Tonight, Ron takes you cake eaters inside. It's The People Under the Stairs on Movies with Ron.
It's showtime. Get the people out! Come on! Get the people out!
Put on your leather suits and fuck. All right, the putts.
What are you referencing?
The People Under the Stairs.
Oh.
Dummies. So Brandon Adams and his sister Ruby are, she's giving him a tarot reading. And she's like, oh, look at this shit. Judgment, death, Mr. Devil. You got a tough year ahead of you, kid. And he's like, shit. Oh, here's your card, fool. That's his name, Fool.
Oh.
You got that? That's where I got your name. So she's giving him his reading and talk about how he needs to do the right thing and stuff. And we also learned that Mama is very sick.
Oh.
She's like sick in bed, like dying. Okay, and there's something else wrong. They got a letter from the landlord. So Ruby's in there talking to Mama about it. And Fool just like, oh man, he just sits down and looks over to his left. And there's
Ving Rhames. Just sitting there staring at him.
Who are you?
Ving. You're the one they call Fool.
And my real name's Poindexter, but, you know, yeah, everybody call me Fool. Who the fuck names a kid Poindexter?
Oh, that was real?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Why is Mama crying?
Y'all being evicted. Gotta be out by midnight tomorrow. I guess Ruby didn't see that shit in the cards. Yeah, you 3 days late on the rent. Fine print says you got to pay triple, else get out.
Well, don't he know Mama's sick? Or Ruby got, like, 15 babies?
Yeah, he know that. Don't care. He wants to tear down the building. Y'all the last family in it. You got some money to kick in?
No.
I know a way you can earn some. Fuck pride.
I had a good Ving Rhames in my head.
It's
Fuck. Fuck. Fuck.
Then we cut to Everett McGill, okay? Sitting in front of his TV, watching Beastmaster, eating all this meat, this weird meat on his plate. And it's like fucking half of a rib cage, like sitting on his plate. He's like cutting into it, eating. And he's like, fucking Everett McGill he's just a terrifying man. And he's like cutting his meat like mad. Beastmaster is his favorite movie. This girl walks up and hands him a can while he's eating. It's his drink. His booty sweat. Energy drink. He like. His name in this movie is Daddy. Mommy is also sitting there. She's sewing. And she's like, oh, only one family left in that one building. Then we can finally tear it down and build some nice clean condos. Get some clean people inside. We'll have lots of nice firewood for Mommy's fireplace. And then Daddy goes,
Money. For me.
Yeah, money too. The girl that handed him the booty sweat is like, Mommy, what happens to the families when you make them leave their homes? I don't believe I was speaking to you. Speak when spoken to. That's what good girls do. And then Daddy's like, ow! And he pulls something out of his mouth and drops it into a bowl. And it's a metal ball. And the bowl is also full of metal balls. And he's like,
Damn buckshot.
At home, Ving is fighting with Ruby because he has a plan to use Fool in a robbery. And Ruby's like, no, he's a good boy. He wants to be a proctologist.
What? Like really? You can't even pay the rent. How you going to afford to send her to medical school?
Fool's like, yeah, it's not right anyway. We shouldn't do that.
Oh, nah. Your mama got a cancer in her that any doctor could take out.
On a sweet, fluffy King's Hawaiian bun.
And you can't pay for the doctor. We talking about somebody who deserved to get robbed. The landlord.
Turns out Ving and his buddy Spencer robbed a liquor store last night and found a letter addressed to the owner of the liquor store from a company that wants to buy his gold coin collection.
Yeah.
And they got a plan for robbing this motherfucker, and Fool is part of that plan. Cuts to Mommy taking Alice's plate away from her room. She, eats in her bedroom. And she's like, you didn't lick this, did you? And Alice is like,
You're goddamn right I did!
She stands Alice up and, puts a new dress on her. She dresses her, real rough. And Alice is, 14 years old. So, you can tell that her life is shit. She's brushing her hair, the kind of hair brushing where the mother makes the daughter cry. You remember that, Candy? Do you love your mother? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, what? Yes, ma'am, I love you. Good girl. And she's leaving. She's like, where is your fork? It must have fallen down. You know the punishment for losing silverware. No, seriously, it's probably right down here under the bed. She reaches down, and then this dirty, nasty hand comes out of the air vent in her wall and hands her a fork. She's like, yeah, thanks. Here it is.
Daddy walks in. Somebody robbed the liquor store.
Again? May they burn in hell.
It's very bad to steal Joe Boo's rum. He's very bad.
He's standing there and he's like,
I'm very tense from this.
You have one of your headaches?
Oh, yeah. I'm very tense about this.
Alice has been bad. She's been feeding that thing between the walls again. Alice is like, oh, shit. And you hear in the walls and you're like, what? And then Mommy just looks at Daddy and goes, remember not to bruise her face. And Daddy's like, yeah.
Oh.
And you can hear the whatever is in the walls going, no. Daddy takes off his belt. He walks towards her with it and he's like,
bad girls burn in hell.
And then we cut to Ving and Spencer casing the house to steal shit. They have Fool in the van with him, and he's dressed up like a Boy Scout. They send him up to the house as a Boy Scout going to sell cookies. Now, what the hell is that? They don't do that, do they? He knocks on the door, and the mail slot, hello? And nobody answers the door. So he goes around back and he's knocking on all the other doors, right? And, what does a kid do when the plan goes wrong? He goes and plays in the pond in the yard, right? He's throwing rocks in and shit. Alice is upstairs, watching him. And he looks at all these windows and they've all got these heavy wire screens on them with padlocks on the outside. Can I help you? Yeah, you want to buy some cookies? No. Can I use the bathroom then? Please? no, I'm sorry, run along. And she kind of runs away from Fool, like she's afraid of black people.
Yeah.
She goes inside and locks the door and then just watches him from the window. And he just has to walk away, like with her staring at him. So he's in the van. He's telling Ving and Spencer about the locks on the windows and shit like that. And they're like, what the fuck?
Padlocks on the outside.
Yeah, that's weird. I want to check it out.
She wouldn't even let him on the porch, Spencer.
It's cool. I'm going to go disguised as a gas man. Spence walks up. He's like, hey, baby, I'm here to read your meter. She looks down at his hand, and he's got a skull ring on, and she's like, he's no gas man. And he's like, I need to read the meter inside the house. Well, we don't have one.
Oh, yeah, you do, ma'am. I really need to read it.
And she looks around like, anybody watching? Okay, why don't you come on in? So she lets him in, and in the van, Ving and Fool are like, what the fuck? She let him in the house?
Yeah, Spencer's as slippery as a snake. I think he's up to something.
Like what?
Like grabbing all them coins and cutting me out.
You mean cutting us out?
Yeah.
And then they see Mommy leave the house, get into a car, and drive away.
She leaving him alone in the house. The fuck?
Oh.
Fuck!
Gotta be somebody else in there. You know, kids or old people.
Yeah, he should poke his head out and give us some kind of a signal.
Well, maybe he's making sure it's safe.
Yeah, and maybe the president's gonna make me secretary of pussy.
That's what I'm talking about.
We going in.
So he pulls their criminal van into the driveway, like in broad daylight.
Mm-hmm.
And they break onto the porch with a crowbar, and Fool is like, hey, Ving, maybe this isn't such a good idea. You know, it's my 13th birthday. You know, what we're doing, this could be unlucky.
13. It's unlucky anyway. Too old to get tit, too young to get ass. You're fucked. Either way.
So they break in, and we see, like, signs and shit, on, you know, old signs that it's actually an old funeral home. And then the door into the house proper is this huge steel door. And he's like, Spencer! Spencer! He starts prying at it with his crowbar, and Fool's like, so, Ving, do you think I have what it takes to be a proctologist?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Bong! He gets the door open. Fuck yeah! I done popped this house's cherry. It's open right up for us.
They walk in the house, and then this huge Rottweiler comes running around the corner. He's like, all right, you fuckers! Run, 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 run! He jumps on Ving, and yes, he has a lipstick boner.
Ving's like, oh, I hate that shit!
They struggle, and this dog is mean. Like, he is here to kill. Fool baits it, and he's like, hey, bitch! And it turns and runs for him. They both run inside, and they slam the door and lock the dog on the patio. And they're, like, looking out the window. Is he still there?
He's just sitting there waiting.
Like he'd been trained to wait. Fucking weird. And the dog's out there like, hey, you guys. It's cool. Let me in. Man, this place is so weird. And they see all these statues of like the monkeys. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
Mm-hmm.
And there's flies like buzzing around all over the place. Fool looks at the windowsill and it is covered in dead flies. Like they all died trying to get out.
Ew.
Every cabinet in the kitchen has a lock on it. And Ving's like,
why do you think they do that?
They hear some rumbling in the ceiling. And Ving's like,
rich folks get rats too.
Come on, Ving, let's get out of here.
After we find Spencer. And the coins, man, come on.
Now you can hear footsteps upstairs.
There he is. Let's go get him.
So they leave the kitchen. They're like walking around this house. And I love this movie set, man. There's like all these big long hallways and the crawl spaces in the walls. Like later in the movie, like they're so huge. It's fucking weird, man. Ving goes upstairs and Fool doesn't want to.
Oh, that's fine, girlfriend. You stay here and keep a lookout.
So Fool's by himself and he's exploring and he hears like thumping in the floor. He's like following it around and then he finds the door to the basement. And he opens it up. It's just dark stairs. Spencer? Spencer? He goes down, and it is fucking dark and scary. On the stairs, he finds Spencer's clipboard and his lighter. And down in the basement, he sees like a flashlight moving around and hears, and he goes, oh, I ain't stupid, and just runs. And then he realizes that Ving is going to call him a chicken shit, so he goes back down. As he's halfway down the stairs, there's this string that gets pulled, and the door shuts and locks. He's like, oh, fuck. And then you can hear in the basement, and he's like, oh, shit. So he strikes the lighter, and he explores this huge basement, okay? He gets hit with the beam of a flashlight, and then sees the person who's holding it, like, duck out of sight. And he's like, oh, fuck! And then he hears voices. And he goes to find them, and it turns out it's a TV. And it's, like, facing the inside of a crawl space. Like, there's, like, a little barred window, and the TV is pushed up against it. And he's like, and he pulls it away from the window. And he puts the lighter up to the window, and he's like, Spencer? Are you in there? And then all this dust just goes, poof, and blows the lighter out. And he's like, oh, fuck! And he runs, man. So in the basement, there's also these walls that are just made out of, wooden slats, so you can kind of see through them. And he sees that there are people behind there with flashlights and shit, like moving around. And, that freaks him out. He's running away from it, and he trips over Spencer's corpse.
Oh.
When you see Spencer, all of his hair has turned white, like he died of fright. In his hand is a gold coin.
Ooh.
And Fool's like, oh, shit, yeah. I ain't telling Ving about this one. So he sticks it up his butt. And then the corpse gets dragged underneath one of those slat walls, and he's like, what the fuck? No, no, no! He tries to pull him back, and he sees bites taken out of his hand.
Oh.
Across the room, this filthy arm reaches out of that other window and pulls the TV back so it can see what's on. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Fool's like, hey, who are you? And then all of a sudden, he gets attacked by this like skinny zombie-looking kid. He wrestles him off of him and runs up the stairs. Right then, the stairs turn into a slide.
Oh, God. What?
And down he goes. So there's like booby traps in this house. That's why it's a reverse Home Alone thing. This is the criminal's house, and they got booby traps for the kid. And now there is a shit ton of people under the stairs behind the fucking wooden slat walls that are all like, moaning, and they all got flashlights. It's fucking weird, man. All of a sudden the door opens and it's Alice, and she lets him out. The zombie kid kind of grabs his ankles, and he ends up having to kick him off and then slam the door shut. And by the time he turns around, Alice is gone. But then Mommy and Daddy get home.
Oof.
And they're like, which fucking van is this? The dog is locked on the porch, and he's like, hey, you guys. Mommy and Daddy. There's people here. Fool runs upstairs and finds Ving's body laying at the end of the hallway with his head in one of the air vents.
Oof. Oh, God.
Yeah, fucking dead already. Fool's like, oh, shit. And he touches him. Ving? Holy shit! You scared the shit out of me. I thought you were dead. I was listening. Something's in there. Why don't you carry your skinny ass in there and find out what it is? Man, you dumbass. You sticking your head in there? You're going to lose it just like Spencer. What? He dead, bitch. And the people that live here, they just got home. Oh, shit. They run downstairs. Daddy is like, somebody is here. The door's been pried open. Go out the front. They run to the front door, and Fool grabs the knob, and he gets shocked and goes down. Oh, shit. Ving tries to break the glass and cannot. It's just like, bong! Daddy is trying to pry the metal door open, and Mommy's like, come on, pry it open. Enough so Hammer can get in. That's the name of the dog.
Oh.
Hammer. They're in the living room, and Ving is like, all right, you stand here in the middle of the room, get the dog's attention. I'm going to jump out from behind the couch and beat the shit out of it with a crowbar. Daddy finally gets the door open enough for Hammer to get in. He's like, get in there, Hammer. Get butt. The dog's like, rah, 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 rah. He comes around the corner and just stops and just stares at Fool. Like, hey, And Fool's like, oh, shit. Right then, Ving pops his head up like, where is he? The dog sees him and goes, and attacks him. Like he didn't want Fool whatsoever.
Damn.
So Ving's like, shit! And he's fighting with Hammer. And Fool is like, give me your hand, Ving. So one of his hands is being eaten by the dog. And he gives Fool his other hand. Fool goes over and grabs the doorknob again. So everybody, including the dog, are like, and it is ridiculous looking. They all get blown across the room, and even the dog is like, ooh, like laying there. Mommy's like, I heard him, shit's going down. Ving and Fool get up and run off into the house, and Hammer's just like, oh, shit. Get in there, Daddy. Get him. Make it safe for Mommy. Go. And then Daddy is home. He gets inside. So he chases him upstairs, and Mommy's like, Hammer! Daddy comes in to talk to her. He's like, the people under the stairs got the so-called gas man. The others must be upstairs. And he pulls out a pistol. Upstairs, Ving finds a closet for them to hide in, and Fool tries to get in, and Ving's like, no room, and he shuts the door. And Fool's like on his own now. He's like, shit! You see a switch get flipped, and then every door in the house slams shut and locks. So that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh. So Fool just has, all the lights are out, and Fool just has to kind of evade Daddy, who's got a laser sight on his pistol. It's all like Terminator. And we can hear that zombie kid moaning in the walls. Like, Ving is in the closet.
That's what I'm talking about.
And the zombie kid, he busts in to the closet, like from the back, like from the walls. Scares the shit out of Ving. And he runs out of the closet. And then Daddy sees him, and he's like, aha! Boom! Boom! Shoots him twice in the chest.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
And Ving's like, ah! Run, Fool! And then he gets shot like 80 more times. And he rolls down the stairs and dies.
Oh.
Goodbye, Ving.
Damn.
Someone should say something.
Daddy comes running down the stairs, and Mommy's like, oh, you got him!
Yeah, I got him. I got him.
He came at me like a bull.
Did you hear what he called me?
He called you a fool.
He's a fool. Come on, fool.
And they just start laughing and fucking dancing and shit. Like killing, no big deal to them. Go check upstairs. There might be a mess.
Oh, no. We wouldn't want to miss, Mommy. Mommy.
Fool turns around and sees a candle burning, and he follows it to an air vent that's open, so he crawls inside. Like somebody's helping him, leading him there.
Oh.
So he's in the crawl space now, and Daddy's up there like still searching around. And Fool finds like this big handful of bloody meat just in the crawl space somewhere. He's like, oh, Jesus, what the fuck is this? And he just keeps going. Finds another air vent, and Alice is there. So he starts crawling out. At that point, Daddy pokes his head into the air vent that Fool just walked in. And he's got his gun, and he's like, get back in the cellar, you little bastard. And then just unloads down the air vent.
Oof.
You little animal shit. I get the dog up here. You'll be sorry.
Fool finds Alice in the bathroom, and they introduce themselves. I'm Alice, and I'm Fool. What's up? Alice has never seen a black person before. So she is afraid. Not a lot of black people in your neighborhood, huh? And she's like, what's a neighborhood? Like, oh, shit. She never leaves the house. She's like, yeah, I can't. No one ever has. People have tried, though. The people in the cellar? Who are they? Well, Mommy and Daddy searched a long time for the perfect boy, but they all turned out bad. You know, some saw things they weren't supposed to. Others heard too much. Others talked back. So Daddy cut out the bad parts and put them in the cellar, one by one.
Oh.
Like he was like carving out their eyes and their tongues and shit.
Oh, God.
Well, what about you? How come you didn't end up in the cellar? I don't see, hear, or speak evil. It is the only way. Man, what is that? Oh, that's my friend, Chode. That's who Daddy's hunting. He hates Chode because he got out of the cellar and into the walls, and now Daddy can't find him. And then we cut to the hallway, and boom! A door opens up, and out walks Daddy with a shotgun, a big fat bayonet sticking off the end of it, and he is in a full head-to-toe leather Super-Gimp suit. And you hear all this like rock music playing. And he's like, ah! And he's following the sounds of Chode wailing in the wall. And Super-Gimp Daddy is just shooting the fucking walls, trying to kill Chode. It's fucking awesome, you guys. And he's just like, hey! And you can hear Chode going like, boom! I hear ya. I hear ya. Oh yeah? Boom! He's fucking just blowing holes in all of his hallways and everything. Downstairs, Hammer has woken up and Mommy feeds him a treat. It is Spencer's hand. That's pretty cool, right? I know it's Spencer's hand because if you watch this movie on Amazon Prime, you can click your screen and it will tell you the credits of everybody who is on screen at that moment. And the actor who played Spencer was on the screen while this dog is just eating a hand. Outside, some cops pull up, and Mommy gets on the intercom, which then like reverberates through the whole house. Remember, there's also shotgun blasts going off. Like, are people not hearing this shit for real? But you can hear Mommy go, "Daddy, police outside." And then Super-Gimp Daddy is just like, oh, shit. So the cops are there, fools banging on the windows, but they don't hear him. Mommy and Daddy go outside to talk to the cops. They're like, hey, you know this van? This van was used in a liquor store robbery, a couple of days ago. Oh, really? We didn't have any idea.
Oh.
Well, maybe we should check the house. Oh, we just did. So everything's fine. You guys can go. Oh, okay, then. And then the cops just leave. And they leave this van there. Like, the hell's with that?
Yeah.
Mommy and Daddy look in the van and find the Boy Scout uniform. And she's like, oh, holy shit, that kid, he was with them and he is in the house. Daddy picks up the uniform and, smells it. Yeah. Mommy's like, he's in there right now with our little angel. It just cuts to Fool climbing around in the crawl space. And then around the corner comes Hammer. He's like, hey, man. Fool jumps out of the crawl space and has to, hold this fucking dog's head in the vent. And he's like, damn, you are strong. What are they feeding you? And then the dog goes, this. And barfs up the skull ring from Spencer.
Ooh.
Nice.
Fool has no choice. He just cuts and runs, and the dog comes out of the vent and chases him. He runs into a bedroom, is about to slam the door, turns around, punches Hammer in the fucking face, and then slams the door shut. Like, damn. Daddy's like, what is it, boy? Somebody in there. And then he just blows holes in the door with his shotgun. Fool picks up a block. I think they're actually in the bathroom. I think it's the toilet top. Daddy pokes his head in, turns to the left, and sees Fool. And he's like, huh? Bam! Gets hit in the head with it.
Shit.
Fool knows what he's doing. You come in here? I'm going to kick your ass. Daddy, he's getting up, and he's like, man, what the fuck? Who the hell is this kid? Daddy gets up and busts into the bathroom, and then out of the medicine cabinet busts Chode. And he's like, hey! And he grabs Fool and pulls him inside. Like he saved him.
Wow.
Daddy shoots the medicine cabinet and just exposes the crawl space, and then leans into it and howls, gonna kill you! Like Everett, McGill. Chode just peeks around the corner inside the crawl space and shoots Daddy right in the face with a slingshot.
Oh.
Psh, Daddy goes down.
Oh, God.
And Chode is like, Daddy's like, okay, well, then this is happening. And he picks Hammer up and just puts him in there. Oh. So here comes Hammer. Mommy shows up. Daddy's like, don't worry.
Hammer's gonna kill him.
Chode and Fool are running through the crawl space. Chode pulls a switch inside the crawl space and releases a trap door that sends Hammer like, woo, sliding down a fucking slide. Okay? And Daddy and Mommy are in the kitchen like, hey, do you hear something? And you just hear Hammer going like, and then he busts out of one of the cabinets. And he turns around and like sits down and looks at Daddy and Mommy like, hey.
I remember that.
And they're like, what the hell? They go to Alice's room, and Alice is like, yep, okay, this is Chode. And then Fool's like, my name's Poindexter. Chode's like, Poindexter? Yeah, only everybody calls me Fool. Fool? Yeah, your friend doesn't talk much. He talks funny. What's going on? Oh, his tongue's been cut out.
Oh.
And then Chode shows him. And it's pretty cool. He's like, yeah, he tried to call for help and Daddy cut his tongue out. Your parents are sick. Shh, you're speaking evil. They'll kill you if they hear you say that stuff. And then Daddy busts in.
Yeah!
Daddy shoots at Chode, who escapes into the wall, and then he grabs Fool, and he's got him dead to rights on the bed. Mommy comes in and grabs Alice. She's like, you viper in my bosom! You Judas! Daddy's like,
What should I do with him, Mommy?
it is time to clean house! So then Daddy makes Fool drag Ving Rhames to the cellar door. It's weird. He turns the stairs into a slide, and then they all just slide down. Mommy makes Alice clean up all of Ving's blood, and there's this part where she, like, shoves her towards the blood, and then Alice, like, slips in it, and boom, lands on her ass.
Yeah.
Like, real violent.
Yeah.
You can tell it wasn't scripted. It's
You don't
actually
think
pretty,
so?
it's pretty cool.
These two played crazy so good.
I know,
that it
man.
was scary.
Lazy brat sits in a room all day sewing dolls. Children misbehaving in the basement. And one in the walls shitting God knows where. And we cut to Fool, who is chained up in the basement. And he's like, I'm probably gonna get fucked. This sucks. But instead, he's watching Daddy string up and butcher Ving.
Oh.
And he's like got him gutted, and he's like pulling meat out of his cavities.
Oh.
And he turns around and looks at Fool, and his mouth is all bloody. Like he's eating as he's working.
Oh.
He's like, yeah. And then all the putts, okay, down there. The people under the stairs. They're like, they got flashlights. They're watching Daddy butcher up Ving Rhames. And Daddy just turns around and throws them a piece, and they all fight over it. And he's like, yeah, I keep them real hungry. Mommy has this scene with Alice where she takes her into and forces her into a scalding bath and then scrubs her with a steel brush.
Oh.
And these two, they just go crazy in this scene. Alice is crying. Mommy is screaming, like yelling Bible verses and shit. It's fucking awesome. Finally, Daddy just dumps Ving's body into this rotten shit pit under the basement. Like, all he wanted was the organs. It's weird, right?
I just want his colon.
He takes Fool and throws him in with the putts. And they're all like, and they all look awesome. They all look like zombies. Okay. Their skin's all white. Their eyes are like totally black. Like they'd never see sunlight.
Yeah.
Oh.
Daddy walks in to Mommy and Alice, and he's wearing his bloody apron. And he's like,
The boy's dead meat. I could have killed him, but I'll let the people under the I'll let the putts do it.
And down in the basement, they all start closing in on Fool. And we see this one in particular that's got like long, blonde Lost Boys hair. And he is known as the Stairmaster. That's right.
Really?
Yep, look it up. So they're coming after him like they want to eat him. And then all of a sudden, the shit pit opens up again. And they all stop and they go and watch as Ving Rhames' bloody, gutted corpse like climbs up out of the hole.
What?
Yeah. And he's like, Turns out it's Chode, like working him like a puppet. But it scared away all the putts, so he lets Fool out, and it worked, you know?
Oh, that was good.
Daddy walks in, he's like, I said stay quiet down here. Guard 'em, Hammer. They're driving me nuts. So Hammer comes down, and he's like, hey, you guys, I had a hand. It was pretty good, I guess. What are you guys doing? Chode and Fool run from him, and they get into the old crematory furnace.
Oh.
Turns out Chode is shot, but like a little bit. And he's like, here. And he gives Fool a handful of gold coins. It's like, holy shit, the coin collection. Ving was right. And then Chode writes in his own blood on the wall, he writes the word Alice. Like, help her, save her.
Yeah.
And then he dies.
Oh. Really?
Oh, yeah, very sad. So Fool keeps going. He climbs through the crawl space. The dog can hear him and is waiting for him at every exit. So he just has to keep wandering around inside the walls. Daddy's in Alice's room, and he's like on top of her, and it's all creepy. What did you tell him? What did you tell him? And then Hammer comes in to get him, like, Daddy, 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 Daddy. And Daddy's like, shut the fuck up! And he turns back to Alice, and he's like, the hell's wrong with him? Right then, Fool runs out of the air vent in her room, runs right up to Daddy, and just punches him in the nuts.
Oh.
And Daddy's like, ah! And he goes down, and then Fool just runs back into the walls. But he takes Alice with him. Daddy goes down to the furnace and douses Chode's body in gasoline. And he's like, burn in hell for getting free. And burn in hell for showing the way. Whoom! He lights it. And inside the walls, Fool and Alice are like, it's getting kind of hot in here. burn in hell! They're getting smoked out, so they have to keep climbing up higher. Daddy's in his gimp suit again, Super-Gimp. From Beachmaster. And he's running around, firing into the walls, listening to him. Gonna kill you! They're sneaking through the crawl space, and all of a sudden there's this giant spike booby trap that just slams through the walls. And it's like, what the fuck?
Jeez.
So what do Mommy and Daddy do? Well, they put Hammer in the crawl space again. And they're like, hurt him, Hammer! Daddy is yelling to him. He's like, kill him! It's beautiful. So Hammer's coming, and Fool's like, I am not running anymore. Hammer shows up and tackles him, and this kid is in a fight with this giant Rottweiler.
Oh, crap.
And Hammer's like, oh, hey man, there you are. Row, 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 row. Daddy's listening to the struggle in the walls. He finds it, and he starts stabbing into the walls with the bayonet on the shotgun. And all of a sudden, with his last stab, all the noise stops, and he's like, got ya. He pulls it out, and it's all dripping with blood. But really inside, we see that it was Hammer that he stabbed. So Hammer like looks at Fool, and he's like, hey, see ya.
Oh.
Daddy runs down to Mommy, and he's got his shotgun, and he starts dancing a jig. And he's like, I got him, 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 I got him. And she's like unimpressed. And he's like, She says, prove it. Okay, come here. He takes her and he busts the wall out. And then Hammer, yeah, droops out of the wall. Mommy's like, you killed Hammer! And Daddy goes, oh shit. I didn't mean to do it. I heard them. They were right there. He like folds for Mommy every time. It's so weird. Fool and Alice get to the attic, and he shows, you can see the whole ghetto from here. Like off in the distance. She's like, what's a ghetto? Oh, it's amazing. You can live there with me for the rest of your life. You're going to love it. And she's like, really? Okay. So we got to climb out and jump off the roof. Don't worry, though. We'll land in the pond. And she's like, it's a pond. It's a backyard pond. It's like not even a foot deep. You fucking idiot. And he's like, no, it'll work. It's fine. Let's do it. He climbs out onto the roof. She's too scared. And then all of a sudden, Daddy appears in the window. And he's like, and he shoots at him. And Fool just jumps off of the roof. It's like a 3-story house. And he lands in the pond. So, he broke both of his legs. Nah, I'm just kidding. Everything was fine. He landed in the pond. Daddy's like, damn it. He runs out the back door shooting, and Mommy's like, Daddy, don't fire your gun outside. But he's getting away. And he does. Fool runs off and escapes, like off into the night. And he yells out, I'll come back, Alice. But he never does because he has a pocket full of gold. So, you know, fuck that. He never went home either. He had gold. And the credits roll. Nah, Daddy turns to Mommy and he's like all dejected. He got away. Get back inside and go put on your suit. And he's like, all right. And that's when the credits roll. Fool is home, and now he's talking to Grandpa Booker, who is Bill Cobbs, not Bill Cosby. Bill Cobbs was the guy from Demolition Man.
Yeah.
Before they started low-jacking everybody. He's like, boy, you got enough gold here to pay the rent till the year 2000. So tomorrow we're going to sell them, and meanwhile, you be careful. That brother and sister act you messed with, they are evil. Wait, brother and sister? Oh, yeah, they have sex, too.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I think they do, you know. Anyway, they are the craziest family ever. Every generation is more insane than the last. They started out like doing funerals and shit, and then they got into real estate and just got rich taking people's homes. Cops never gave a shit, so here we all are. Fool's like, I gotta put something right. So then he leaves, and he goes and he buys a Whopper extra value meal with a gold coin. Because he rich. He's like, I got like 20 of them. I can use one to buy dinner. Then he goes to a payphone, and the gold coins won't take them. And he calls the cops on Mommy and Daddy and tells them what's going on. And it just cuts to their house swarming with cops, and they're all like, yeah, we're sorry about the, we got that call, but, you seem like good people. Nice coffee, too. They're just, like, entertaining the cops, like, with coffee and cookies and shit. Oh. And Daddy is upstairs, like, making sure the closet full of shotguns and leather Super-Gimp suits is shut. And one of the cops goes in, they're like, hey, thought you said you had no kids. And it's Alice's room. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, we did, but, she died years ago. We haven't touched the room. Oh, I'm so sorry. That must be so hard for you. All right. Well, thank you for the refreshments. We're going to go. It's like the worst cops ever in this town. Mommy's like, I don't want to see another cop or another cookie for the rest of my life.
May they burn in hell.
They go and they start flipping switches, to like shut the house down for the night.
Gotta get a new dog tomorrow.
Yeah, a big one. They go upstairs like they're going to bed. I was worried. The cops left the back door open for so long. I couldn't watch it the whole time. Do you think any of them got out?
No, they were pretty out of it.
What did you use?
Horse tranquilizers.
So they're upstairs and all the lights are out. Fool climbs out of one of the cabinets and he's like, hey, they're so stupid. I snuck in. He goes into the kitchen and he poops on a plate and then wraps it in cellophane and puts it in the fridge for Mommy to find later. He opens up a drawer and finds, for the first time in weeks, ladies and gentlemen, a dildo. Oh. And this is his weapon of choice. He goes upstairs.
Tomorrow I'll look for the Boy Scout.
He can hear him talking, Where?
In the ghetto. I'll find him, and I'll kill him. Night, Mama.
Good night, Daddy. Say your prayers like a good boy. Now I lay me down to sleep. And they start doing that prayer, right?
The Metallica prayer?
The fool, he's like stalking down the hall with this dildo. And he goes to the bedroom. And they're like,
if I should kill before I wake...
I pray the Lord my soul to take. And fool's like, what the fuck? And he goes into the bedroom with the dildo up in the air. And it's a tape recorder sitting on the bed playing it.
Oh, man.
And he's like, oh, shit. And then, howdy, fucker! It's Super-Gimp Daddy behind him. He grabs him and he throws him up against the wall and he goes,
You meddling little shit!
That's the same line from Silver Bullet.
Yep, it's his little signature.
Oh, wow.
And then Fool's just like, oh yeah, okay, how about this? And thumbs Daddy's eyes. And he's like, ah! And he just goes down.
Nice.
And then Mommy shows up. You hurt my baby! Fool just clocks her right in the fucking knee with this dildo. And she goes down, like you could hear it hit the bone. Get him! Daddy just starts to get up from, he's punch drunk from the thumbs in his eyes, okay? He's getting up when Fool turns around and breaks that dildo right over his head. And Daddy just hits the floor.
I'm fucking done.
D batteries flying everywhere. Rolling across the floor. He's getting away! Fool finds the button panel downstairs, and he's like, front door open, hell yeah, flips the switch. Super-Gimp Daddy runs down and is like, oh shit! Did he get out?
Yeah.
May he burn in hell. What about Alice?
Let her stay up there all night.
She's terrified of the attic.
Serves her right.
Fool has not left the house. He is in the crawl space, and he's listening. He's like, okay, Alice, I'm coming, baby. You and me forever in the ghetto. She's up there hanging by a hook on the chimney. Super-Gimp Daddy walks in to check on her. And she's like, please let me down now. And Super-Gimp Daddy grabs his crotch and goes like, and then Mommy's like, Daddy! Huh?
Ooh, creepy.
Come down from there and help me to bed. And he goes, but then he like stops and turns around. She's like, I said now! So then he leaves. And it's like, oh, good Lord. Ugh. You find him, you take him under the stairs, and you do him like the others. Only it won't be his ears I cut off.
His balls!
Fool helps Alice escape, and they go to the attic window, and he's like, see, I jumped down into the pond before. That's what we're going to do now. She's like, oh, no. The last time you escaped, he filled it with like rocks and broken glass, so that's not going to work. Okay, then we'll go up to the roof. Oh, hey, by the way, did you know that your parents are brother and sister, and they actually stole you? She's like, you're just saying that. Well, what do we do now? And he's like, we're going to climb up on the roof because look around. Like they look at all the vent holes and stuff, and Daddy has now booby-trapped them all with dynamite.
Jesus.
So he's like, let's take one of these bricks and go up to the chimney. They go up on the very top of the roof, and they can hear Mommy and Super-Gimp Daddy down in the bedroom. And he's like,
he came back to get Alice. You should have let me kill her.
You stay away from her.
She did it with him, I know it.
Not my little girl.
She's a whore.
And then, pow, she hits him right across the face.
Oh.
But he is Super-Gimp Daddy right now, so he like takes it and then turns and starts
fucking choking her.
And she's like, when all of a sudden they hear crap dropping in the chimney. And they're like, what the hell? He pulls out the shotgun. Click, click. He gets in, looks up into the chimney, and then just boom, shoots it. And then Fool is like, oh my God, ow. And Daddy's like, boom, boom. She's like, do you see him?
I can't see shit.
So then he rips off his gimp mask and looks up, and then Kevin McAllister drops a brick. See ya. Boom! It hits him right in the face. You bastard! Daddy is down for the count, so Mommy picks up the shotgun and gets into the chimney. She's about to fire when down come Fool and Alice, and they just slide down the chimney, and they lock their thighs around Mommy's head. And they get into like a weird chimney grappling match when Fool takes his two fingers and jams them up Mommy's nostrils, like real hard. And he's like, you like that, bitch? And she's like, yes! So she hits him, whatever, the shotgun is also lost. It falls further down the chimney. It's like this chimney serves as a fireplace thing for many rooms in this multi-storied house.
Yeah.
Like it goes all the way to the basement. So they go further down, and they're at the living room level. And he's like, get out the back door. Well, come with me. I'm not done with him yet. And he goes to the basement, and he hears all the putts, like, and then they see him, and they start yelling out, foo, foo. And I'd like to think that they're saying food. Like, even though they know he's on their side, they still want to eat him. Alice is sneaking out. She gets caught by Mommy. Where is he? Where is he? He's filthy. He's bad. He's awful. And then Alice yells, I love him. And she fucking kicks Mommy.
Oh, my balls.
Go to hell. Daddy shows up. He's turned my little girl against me.
I told you. Those two.
Then she can burn in hell.
And he's like, all right.
Alice got away, and they're looking for her. They can't find her. We see that she is in the crawl space. She, was reaching down out of the stove hood. The putts are downstairs yelling, and they're like, oh, she's in the basement. No.
Well, then he is.
So Daddy opens the cellar door. Right there at the bottom of the steps is Fool, who went down to the basement and found the shotgun. And he's just pointing it at him. And he's like, you know a prayer, bitch? Say it. Daddy's like,
whoa, okay, killer. He puts his hands up. Yep, you got me.
And then while his hands are up, he flips the switch that turns the stairs into a slide. And Fool fucking slides down.
Oh, damn it.
Daddy gets the gun from him and then holds him over the rotten shit pit.
He's like, you see your friend? You see your buddy Ving?
On a sweet, fluffy King's Hawaiian bun.
All of a sudden, knock, knock, knock on the front door. Ah, shit. Maybe it's the cops again. Mommy goes and answers it, and it's Ruby, Fool's sister. You can call me Ruby. She's like, I represent the Association of Ghetto Living, and we are here to tell you that you are a bitch, and you people, you're fucking everybody's lives over. And then Mommy's just like, oh yeah, okay, fuck you. Boom. Slams the door shut. Doesn't have time for that shit. She goes to the cellar and yells to Daddy, kill him now.
Kiss your ass goodbye, boy.
And then the putts, they're all like, no, no, and they blind Daddy with their flashlights. And he's like, God damn it. And he's like, God damn it. He starts shooting at him, and then Fool escapes his grasp again. Now the banging on the front door happens again, and we hear Grandpa Booker out there going, open up, it's the police. We got reports of gunfire. And then Mommy opens the door. She's got a pistol behind her back. We just want to finish saying our piece, ma'am. And Ruby's like, you have stolen kids from our community for your own sick needs. And then Mommy just starts laughing. She's like, there's no community here. And she holds up the gun. She's like, all I see are a couple of And then a whole bunch of Ruby and Grandpa Booker's friends show up. Like the whole ghetto has shown up. Like, we're here, Ruby! Yeah! And there's Mommy just standing there with the gun in her hand. And they're all like, yeah, got you now, bitch! And Ruby's like, what are you gonna do? Shoot us all? And then Mommy just goes, no, you'll do, and points it at Ruby. And then Alice crashes through the ceiling and takes Mommy out, and then grabs the back of her head and slams it into the floor. Like, bashes her face into the floor.
Oh, man.
Fool's running from Daddy in the basement, and all of a sudden he gets grabbed by the Stairmaster from behind the slat walls, you know? And he's like, oh, shit! And Daddy sees that, and he's like, oh, all right. And he just aims his shotgun at him. And then the Stairmaster drags Fool along the wall and then just holds him still right in front of the locked gate where they're being held.
Yeah.
And then Daddy fires. At that moment, Stairmaster lets go of Fool and the lock breaks.
Oh.
And one would expect the putts to come swarming out and take Daddy down, but they don't. They open up the gate and they drag Fool in. Oh. Like, all right, fine, we can eat him now. That's all we wanted. Daddy's like, oh, shit. And he goes in after him. And it turns out they're hiding him, like, behind pillars and shit. Daddy's hunting him with the shotgun.
You're not going to get out of here. Nobody does.
Right then, the cellar door opens up, and it's Grandpa Booker. And he's like, Fool, are you in here? And Daddy's like, and what the fuck's going on? He turns around, and he runs up the stairs. So that's what Grandpa Booker sees, okay, is big giant Everett McGill in a Super-Gimp suit running up the stairs at him with a shotgun.
Oh, God.
So he slams the door shut. And that actually knocks Daddy off balance, and he falls down the damn stairs. Fool is talking to the Stairmaster, the head putz. I can get you all out of here, but we got to get past the man. You guys can get out, to the sun, to the birds. And Stairmaster's like, to the women. And then he's like, ooh, meat. Num num. Nah, man. Sorta, but yeah, like I got a sister Ruby. And her boyfriend just died. Oh, you ate some of him. And the Stairmaster points at these doors behind Fool. Like, what? You want me to open this? Oh, there's an alarm on it? Yeah. And Fool's like, well, I learned from the best. So I can use these wires here to bridge it. It's cool. And then he rips these wires out of the wall and it's like, psh, and he bypasses the security system and opens the door to find the fucking Addams Family gold vault.
Whoa.
There's so many gold coins. And like, dude, there is just wadded up cash all over the place. Like,
whoa.
Like 6 feet high in the corner of the room. Jesus. Like so much money. And Fool's like, well, no wonder there's no money in the ghetto. I'm not telling anybody about this. This shit is mine. Alice is with Ruby, and they find that Mommy's body is gone. Like, oh, shit, where's your mama? Where'd that crazy heifer go? She walks out front, and all of the people from the ghetto are still out there, and she's like, did y'all see where she went? And they're all like, no, man. Like, we're not paying attention. And then the front door slams shut and locks behind Ruby, and Alice is now trapped in the fucking house again.
Jesus.
Over the intercom, Mommy's like, you're not gonna get away that easy. Alice finds her, and she has a big kitchen knife. She chases Alice. She's crazy as shit. Gets her on the stairs. She's on top of her like, come on, you little bitch. When whoosh, hands bust up from underneath the stairs. And they're like grabbing her. Oh. And the putts are, they're erupting from the floor. They're busting out. They're grabbing onto Mommy. They're like ripping her dress. And I'm not kidding. One of them grabs her butt. Like, in the chaos, this actor just copped a feel. Mommy's like, get away from me! She actually gets away from him and then runs right into Alice, who is holding the knife.
Oh.
So she gets stabbed in the stomach, and she's like, oh, shit. And then she turns around and runs into the kitchen, and there are putts everywhere. These nasty bastards. They're coming out of the cabinets and shit. It's crazy. It's like a zombie attack.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they all just converge on her, and she's yelling out, burn in hell! And she just disappears in a sea of people under the stairs. But they don't eat her. They cut her throat, and they throw her down into the cellar for Daddy to find. And he's like, Mommy! And then down come the putts for him. And he's like, well, fuck that. And he runs back into the basement, and he hears Fool in there. In the treasure room. Fool finds a box of dynamite in there. And he's like, the fuck? Daddy's coming for him, and he's hunting him. And then he hears gold coins like tink, tink, tink. And he can see them falling from behind a corner. So he follows them.
And he's like, I know what you're doing, boy. You're counting that money. Letting it roll between your fingers. I've done it myself. And I'll do it again, bitch.
But you won't! And then he turns the corner and gets ready to shoot Fool. But there's no Fool there. All there is a candelabra full of lit candles with gold coins pushed into them. And as the candles are melting, the coins are falling.
Oh, smart.
This is a very impractical diversion because it would actually take hours. Okay, but as you hear it in the movie, it's like tink, tink, tink. So he's like, oh, shit. And then Fool's behind him, and he holds up these 2 wires that he ripped out of the wall. And he's like, hold it! I found your dynamite, bitch, and I got this shit wired up to it. I was thinking when I found it, this is not the best place to store dynamite. Okay, with all this money. But, there it was. Anyway, put the gun down. I'm tired of fucking around. Now, come on. You put that gun down, or we're all gonna fucking die. And Daddy like,
He thinks about it.
And then, nope, he aims the gun. He's going to fire. And then Fool touches the wires together. Boom! All the dynamite goes up.
Whoa.
Fool conveniently flies to the side, but Daddy flies through the wall. This also sets off all of the dynamite booby traps in the whole house. So all those ghetto people outside are like, holy shit! And the house just boom, 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 boom. It's going up. And guess what's flying out of it? Money rain! We see Daddy. After he flew through the wall, he actually flew halfway into the rotten shit pit. And he's like, holding on to it. Nope. He falls. And then he dies in the shit pit with Ving Rhames.
Oh.
-1 colon.
He's like, I regret nothing.
Then the mob just storms the house. It's burning and shit, but, there's money. Alice finds Fool and she's like, are you okay? Yeah, I feel like $1 million. And everybody's dancing. They all got the money. And Fool just smiles like, yeah, I reinvigorated the economy of the ghetto. And all this 90s hip hop starts playing. And as they're sitting there talking, Alice and Fool, we see from around the corner that Stairmaster is standing there like smiling at him. And he looks like a fucking zombie.
Yeah.
He's like, finally, freedom. And he just leaves. Like in all the celebration, we can see him like flirting with Ruby and then later eating her. Okay. We see this huge mob of people and it is just fucking money rain, you guys. Like everybody is celebrating. And all of the people under the stairs, they just like run off into the night.
Yeah.
Like they escape. Later, we find out that more people in that ghetto died in that one night than in the entire past year. Because they were cannibals. All right? And the credits roll, biatch.
All right.
Great job, Ron.
Thank you, darling. Rick, what'd you think?
Man, that shit's crazy.
Did you ever see this?
I saw parts of it long time ago.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, check it out, man. This is a favorite from my childhood.
Me too. I remember seeing this for the first time. And before you see Chode, when you hear him in the walls,
yeah,
that is scary as shit.
I know.
Because you do not know what that is. When you see him, it kind of takes all the mystery away. But...
Yeah. Not kind of. It falls a little flat. But I'll tell you, Everett McGill just makes this entire movie.
Yes, you could rewatch this many times just for the parents.
All right, folks. If you're using iTunes or Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating and review. We'd really appreciate it. We're on all your other favorite podcast apps and movieswithron.com. We got Twitter @movieswithron. There's a Facebook page. Check us out. It's been fun.
Yep, we love you.
See you guys.
Take care.
Movies with Ron.
Serpent and Rainbow.
Shocker.
I did it to my maid.